Alright, for this video, it's gonna be how to remove a G37 rear sub. You gotta take off the whole piece that covers this piece if you don't have it already. There's a couple tabs on the sides, on the top, you gotta take off. There's 4 bolts, one here, and 2 more in the back. You gotta disconnect the plug. And then we'll move into the inside of the car. So for inside of the car, you're gonna need to remove the seats. There are gonna be a tab here and a tab on the other side. What you wanna do is pull up and a release, and then same thing on this side, pull up or release. And then you have these bolts to the seat. And then what you pretty much do is unbolt these, they'll come loose, and then I'll show you the process from there forward. Okay, so for the bolts that I showed you guys, we used a 14mm. For these, that one on the sides is 14mm for the bottom ones. And then for the seats, you want to grab it from the bottom, lift, push up, and then it should come off because it's pretty much hooked onto these and it sits like this. So what you got to do is pretty much like force it up and then pop it out, and then the seat will come out, and then that's pretty much the whole inside of the rear for seats. All right, now moving on to taking out the speaker, I need to take off this clip, and then, if I'm not wrong, after that it should come out with this clip as well. And then that's pretty much it. You don't need to take off the center. After that, you need to take off these clips so you'll be able to lift up the middle, and then pretty much be able to access the speaker, which is pretty much right in there. You can't see it, it's a little dark, but yeah, I'll show you guys after. So I got the center out with the tabs that I told you, and then the middle one in the bottom. You don't need to take out the center. I'm actually using the center to sit on for leverage. And then take out all the tabs, and then lift it up, and then you're able to see 1, 2 screws you're able to loosen. And then there's a tab right there that you can actually pop out. Another one on that side that I have to get to. And then you can lift it up a lot more after that, like way more than this. It's already enough for me to get to the back one, back there, all the way in the back. But the only harder part is the one to get over there. There is an option of popping this off, but I wouldn't recommend it because then it's gonna be harder to put it back on if these rip, or it's harder to put back on, so I'm not too sure about. But other than that, I mean, that's the process. I'll see you guys after if I get to. Okay, so actually I just ended up popping up the top to get to the last 2 bolts in the back. They're pretty easy to access right here, as long as you have a good enough I don't want to say extension, but mine, it cups up and then it goes a little good size of an extent for me to be able to barely even just get to them perfectly. So that's what I'm gonna end up doing and using. And yeah, it pretty much just pops off. These are the clips that you gotta use in order to pop it back on. When you put it back on, this pretty much goes there, and then it just pops all the way back on, and you gotta hit it down and pop it back on. So that's pretty much it for that. And then I already took off 1 bolt, 2 bolts, and now I'm gonna do the back ones. So as you can see, it's pretty straightforward. I left the toe in there so you guys can see. I had the leverage enough for me to actually get to it, or loosen it mainly all the way. It's not really much of a problem to get to. You can see I got this side already. Just loosen it all the way up. And then popping it out is pretty much straightforward after that. So as you can see, it's pretty much straightforward. Like I said, you just pop it up and then you just shimmy it out. It looks a little tall, but it's enough space. That's why I left it like this, so you guys can see that it fits. It's enough space. I mean, I could put it back in there, but I'm not going to because I'm about to replace it. You just pull it out, and then yeah, that's the reason why we're replacing this speaker today. So I'm gonna pop in the other one, put everything back, and then show you guys that everything's back, and then pretty much that it works and all that. So yeah, hopefully this video was helpful, and comment, like, or subscribe. You don't have to. It's just lets me know that it helps some people out at least, and I can make more videos. So yeah, appreciate y'all watching. If you watch, hopefully this is helpful, and that's pretty much how to do all of taking off the seats, to taking off the top, to taking off the back. And yeah, it's a long process, but it's a process that's not too hard, and it won't take too long, as long as hopefully this video was helpful for it not to take as long. But so we're putting in the new one already. He's just aligning it in the back to how it goes, and then it's pretty much straightforward to putting it back in the bolts of how I showed you guys. So new one's in, old one's out, putting in all the clips. That's it, just pop it in, and then it's pretty much straightforward. That's it.